Risk is the probability of a negative outcome, of an undesirable outcome. It is not the volatility of the stream. Investors don't care about volatility. I've never heard anybody say, oh, I don't think I'm going to invest in that because it could be volatile. They say, I'm not going to invest because I could lose money. That's risk. Risk, in my opinion, has evolved. Risk is the probability of a negative outcome, of an undesirable outcome. It is not the volatility of the stream. And Buffett said, I would rather have a lumpy 15 than a smooth 12. And if you can survive long enough to enjoy the long-term benefit of the lumpy 15, it beats the hell out of the smooth 12. But you have to survive. And so volatility is relevant for some people, but volatility is not risk. And if I had that interview and somebody said the volatility is this, I would have to educate them. So if you see the vertical axis, the horizontal axis, and the diagonal line, this was a graphic presentation that I virtually saw every day at University of Chicago for 2 years. And of course, the line slopes up and to the right. That means positive correlation. You have return on the vertical axis and risk on the horizontal axis, and you go from left to right on the horizontal axis. That is to say, you take on more risk, the line goes up, and you get more return, positive correlation. Now, and this is what I was taught at Chicago. And if you say to most people, even today, even the people who haven't read the book, what does that mean, that relationship? Ignore the squiggles for now. Just focus on the diagonal line. They would say, well, what it means is that riskier assets have higher returns. And you'll get that 9 times out of 10. Nothing could be more incorrect if you think about it. If a risky asset can be counted on to have a high return, then it's not risky. So it can't be true. It's just incorrect on its face. What the relationship means is that an asset that appears to be risky has to appear to offer a high return, or else nobody will buy it. That makes perfect sense. If I come in here with my Oak Tree sales kit and I say, we have a treasury bill fund that will give you a return of 6, or we have a venture capital fund where we're going to invest in AI startups, and if we choose the right ones, we think we can make you 6. Which will you take? You'll take the treasury bill fund. You'll say, why would I possibly take the risk associated with doing startups if it doesn't offer a premium return? That's the most intelligent thing you can say. It has to appear to offer a high return, but it doesn't have to deliver. That's where the risk lies. And so what I did in a memo in 2006 called Risk is I took these little bell-shaped probability distributions, and I turned them on their side, and I superimposed them on the line. So now, as you go from left to right on the horizontal axis and you increase the risk, what happens? In the old graph, the return went up, the expected return. Now, the expected return goes up, but the range of possible outcomes becomes wider, and the bad outcomes become worse. That's risk. Risk is the unpredictability and the possibility of a wider range of outcomes, and the fact that some of them can be more negative. That's risk. And so when we select our investments, we have a trade-off to make. You can have an investment you expect to have a low return, dependably, confidently, maybe even contractually, or you can have an investment with a high expected return, upside beyond that, but the chance of falling short and even losing money. That's the fundamental choice. Do you want certainty, or do you want the possibility of a high return? You can't get both. There's no such thing as of the certainty of a high return. And so I think that this chart captures all of that. And I use pictures a lot because I do think that it's true what they say, a picture is better than 1,000 words.